The coin was struck in 1975 at one of Germany's federal mints, using metals that were selected to resist wear, to hold detail even after decades. The alloy composition, the mass, the diameter, the thickness, each of these technical particulars contributes both to its survival over time and its aesthetic presence. For some, the weight in grams, the diameter in millimeters, the precise edge pattern are nearly holy details. They tell whether this is a proof, a specimen, a circulation strike, whether mint condition was kept or the coin saw hands, pockets, purses, exchanges. Each mark of wear or patina tells of journeys. From mint to vault, from budget drawer to collector's cabinet. And when you hold one still under strong light, you can see the tiniest whisper of the past. The cooling of metal, the imprint of the die, the microscopic lines that set apart one specimen from another. In 1975, Germany was a nation divided, rebuilding, asserting identity. The currency was more than simply medium of exchange. It was emblem of sovereignty, of economic revival. People used coins daily. For tram fare, coffee, a newspaper, a loaf of bread. Yet this 2-mark piece was also symbolic. Its craftsmanship was care, its imagery intentional. Adenauer's visage signified continuity from harsh war years to hopeful peace. Every person who held such a coin in their hand was holding something weightier than its metal, holding a story of reconstruction, of political transition, of culture. Currency in those days was tangible in a way digital currencies are not. You saw it, you touched it, it jangled, you carried it, you saved it, you lost it. The numismatic interest in this coin arises due to its condition rarity. Many coins minted then have been worn down. Smooth edges, flattened reliefs, scratched surfaces, scuffed faces. Condition matters immeasurably. A coin in mint state, with every ridge intact, every detail sharp, every sheen preserved, will command attention. Collectors' coin grading systems assign numbers. A scale that quantifies what largely is aesthetic and historic and personal. Grade 1 might be almost worn through, grade 70 or the highest pristine, untarnished, perfect strike. Few of the 1975 2-mark coins achieve very high grades. Fewer still remain untouched by handling or environmental damage. Those that survive with proof-like qualities or with rare minting anomalies, like slight misstrikes, planchet errors, unusually strong relief, especially well-preserved surfaces, become the holy grail in the collector community. Provenance adds layers of value. A coin once in a renowned private collection, documented in auction catalogs, perhaps exhibited in numismatic shows, with certificates, photographs, known prior owners adds trust. If you can trace a coin's journey from mint to purchase to ownership, that chain matters. And sometimes coins have family stories, kept generation after generation. Each scratch a memory, each discoloration a whisper of ambient air in decades long ago. Coins kept in secure, climate-controlled settings often retain luster. Those stored poorly fade faster. Even the smallest blemishes, tiny spots, faint marks, slight discoloration, can mean large differences in auction estimates. Market demand fluctuates. Interest among collectors in German coins from the post-war period was steady, but over time as societal interest in early Federal Republic history grew, coins like the 1975 2-mark began gathering more eyes. Catalogs, dealer inventories, auction houses started featuring them more prominently. Internet forums, numismatic publications, YouTube videos discussing mint marks, condition, comparisons among years, variations, all of that raises awareness. Once enough people want something, price tends to rise if supply is limited. There are mint mark variations, perhaps slight differences for different minting facilities. Munich, Stuttgart, Frankfurt, or others. Some coins may show slight variations in lettering, imperfections, or differences in weight due to die wear or planchet thickness. Collectors spot those. Those anomalies can elevate some specimens above standard examples. Rarity plus condition plus demand equals premium. Historical context deepens appreciation. 1975 was a mid-Cold War year. German society was grappling with identity, with the legacy of division between East and West, with the memory of World War and the Nazi regime, with the obligations of democracy, of reconciliation. Adenauer's long political career, his leadership through the early years of the Federal Republic, shaped the stabilizing democratic institutions in West Germany. Coins from that era serve as small artifacts of identity. They bear witness to economic miracle, to the growth of political institutions, to commitments to rebuilding. For many collectors, what draws them is not only metal and mint, but that sense they hold a piece of European post-war memory. Each scratch or shade of toning carries echoes of cafes, train stations, street vendors, coin boxes, people's wallets, markets. The coin moves beyond being an object to being a portal. Technically, the coin's condition assessment includes luster, how the light plays off the surface, cameo contrast, if proof-like finish, how much contrast between frosted relief and mirrored field, strike quality, how well the design elements were stamped, how crisp the details, surface preservation, are there contact marks, scratches, stains, oxidations, eye appeal, overall look including toning, color, presence of any distracting marks. A coin with great eye appeal can often then not outrank a technically slightly higher graded piece if that technical piece looks dull or visually unappealing. For many collectors, investing in such coins is both passion and strategy. People buy for history, for beauty, for scholarship, but some buy with one eye on future value. Coins like the 1975 2 mark are in a time window where sufficient age gives collectible appeal, yet not so ancient as to make condition nearly impossible. That middle ground is prized. As time moves forward, circulation specimens will degrade further. Fewer high-grade examples will survive. That shrinking supply, with awareness rising among more collectors, pushes value upward. Collector fairs, auctions, private sales, dealers all present opportunities to acquire these coins, but prices vary depending on reputation of seller, documentation, shipping, risk, import duties, coins' current grade. Cases exist of extraordinary specimens. Coins with near-impossible condition that were retained in mint packaging or saved by a collector early, kept in protective capsules untouched. Coins with unusual minting anomalies or remarkable mint mark scarcity. Those become legends. They sometimes appear only once in decades in auction catalogs. When they appear, bidders around the world may compete fiercely. The bidding escalates, often beyond initial estimates. Retrospective catalogs sometimes note that these coins fetched several times more than expected. These unusual sales become benchmarks. When coin dish a certain price at auction, it resets expectations for future sales of similar coins. There are also cautionary aspects. Forged coins, cleaned coins, over-polished surfaces, artificially toning, retoning. All kinds of alterations